Hi everyone, and welcome back to Art with Mrs. S. Today we're going to be using lines to create shape, and then we're going to be filling in those shapes using our paintbrush and primary colors. Let's get started. We're going to use a black crayon to create boxes or squares and rectangles. So there's my first square. I just kind of made a corner. I can go all the way across horizontal with that line and make another rectangle. I can easily go vertical, make another line. And I'm going to make one more. I'm going to make a nice little box over in the corner. I'll go down. Yours can look different than mine, but you want to have rectangles and squares on your piece of white paper. Now we're going to go ahead and start adding in our primary colors. You could leave a space all black, or you could do just white. I'm going to start with my first primary color today, which is yellow. And if you want to put these on a paint palette or plate, you can, but I'm going to put mine directly on the paper today so that I'm not wasting paint. Now to fill in a shape with paint in my brush, I like to go all the way up to the edge of my box or my rectangle or my square. And then now I can fill that whole space. I'm not going outside of those lines. I can fill in that whole box, that whole square with that color. And this color was yellow. I might have enough that I can fill in this other box without wasting any paint. I don't have any blobs on my paper. Don't have a lot of extra paint on here. I went all the way to the edge. If you're a messy artist, you might put a nice big piece of paper underneath your painting so you don't get it all over. Now I have some paint left on my brush. There's a couple things you can do. You can clean out your brush, you can dry it out with water, and then you could also switch your paintbrush. Now I have a nice clean paintbrush, and I'm going to switch to my second primary color, which is red. And I can put this on a paint palette or directly onto my paper today. And I can do the same thing. I'm going to dip my brush, go all the way up to those edges or those corners, and fill in my box. I don't want any of those piles there of paint, so I may have to pick another box to share that paint with. I'm not mixing with my yellow. I'm not scrabbling with my brush. I'm filling in my boxes. I'm filling in my spaces, and I'm staying in the lines. It's very important. Smooth this out, fill in this big box that I have. And when I'm done, I just have one primary color left. My last primary color I'm going to use today is blue. And I'm only going to do one box. I kind of want to leave white in one of them too. Put that in this top corner. Now you have a brush that may have yellow on it, one that has red. You can either clean those out or dry them off and use the same brush, or you can find a new paintbrush. I'm going to use the new one today, save me some time. I'm going to get all the way up to the edge. Careful not to touch that red paint. Careful not to mix with my yellow paint. We're not mixing colors today. We want to keep those nice, bright, bold primary colors today. If you see those streaks in your art and it's just not smoothing out anymore, you might need a little more paint. Sometimes we can add water. These washable tempera paints are so gooey though, you really don't want to add much water to them or they won't be as bright and as bold as they are without water. I'm going to smooth it all the way up to the edge. When you're all done with your art, don't forget to take a picture and post to Padlet with your first and last name and classroom teacher. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had fun.